is AM.
You'd be fucking stupid not to put it as the best Arctic Monkeys album, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it gets hate because it was so big. Everyone's like, oh, you like Arctic Monkeys, you like AM.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, oh, name another song that's not on AM. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it was so big for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's class. You know what I mean? And like I say, Humbug is maybe my personal favourite, and I know you disagree, but I think this just is the best album. It's got the most consistent songwriting, the most consistent aesthetic. It listens the best from start to finish, you know. 12 tracks, good runtime, a good journey. It's not necessarily the most interesting songwriting all the time, but like it's just class. You know what I mean? I remember listening to it the day it came out, and I would have been 14, maybe 15. And it was the first time I remember thinking, oh, this is like a good album. You know what I mean? Because when you're that age, a lot of the stuff I was listening to, I was looking back on. You know what I mean? But it felt great to be able to have an album come out fresh. I listened to it on the day of and be like, this is what good music is. And I feel that's like set me up as part of, it's such like a part of my musical DNA moving forwards. Yeah. That like, I'd be stupid not to put it as number one.
Yeah. It just bangs, doesn't it? Let's not lie. Starts off with a straight banger. Starts off with a 10.
Yes.
Like a 10. I don't think I've got only two low scoring songs with number one Party Anthem, which I've just got like, it sounds like a high school prom song. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's not really for me. And Mad Sounds, I've just got 6 words. I've got I Get It, not for me.
Yeah, those two are probably my least favourite as well. It's just, and again, it works with the album and it's a good journey. It works in the runtime, but they're not standout songs. They're not strong songs.
And like, it made me think about like when like strangers are producing now, like you're just like a band, aren't you? But you use like a lot of like synths and stuff. I feel like this is done very well on this album. Yeah. Like considering they are just still like a band. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like
they said they wanted to sort of take the architecture of R&B music, but do it as a band. You know what I mean? And I feel like you can hear that in the way the sort of the tracks are built up and the way the harmonies and the vocals are laid and produced.
This is the one where like the BB's coming big time in it.
Yeah, a good octave up falsetto.
And it works well. Works very well. I got nothing bad to say really. No. I feel like the percussion was up to a lot. Like there's a lot of like clicks and like claps and snaps and shit in this one, which is always a good thing. Yeah. I Want to Be Yours, I've got a fitting end. Like it's a good track listing as well, this album. This is the only one where I've gone like, this works in the way it's set out as well. Yeah,
I would agree. I've got just one of my points on my notes is just generally cool as fuck. Yeah. It is cool as fuck. You know what I mean?
But Are You Mine? This is how we do bass lines. None of that first album shit where we're just going over it again. Like it's like, it's a longer bass line and it works well. They've worked around it well. The vocals like sit on top as it should do.
Yeah. Side note, Are You Mine? One of the best music videos I've ever seen in my entire life. You seen the music video for that?
I don't think I've seen the music video.
You haven't? Oh, we'll watch it after this. It's so sick. It's just like the band at their peak. Peak coolness, peak songwriting, just, you know, class. You know what I mean? I would have loved to have seen them live during this time. They headlined Glastonbury as well, which was an iconic time for me.
That would have been sick. That would have been very, very sick.
And being very jealous of everyone who was there. But yeah, I think just in general, class album. What more can you say? Just an iconic album, one that will go down in history going forward as an album that people will be like, you know, in like when people make like Rolling Stone magazine do like top 50 albums of the past decade. Yeah, I think it ranked really highly in that, and it will continue.
Like it should do, to be fair. Like it should do.
It was almost an instant classic as well because it was so big when it came out. You know, in the same way that the first album was. I feel like this is as big as they were at the first album.
Again,
but for me, it's like, for me, it's far more mature sound and a far more modern sound.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'd say, like this album's like a very good album. Like if you had to have like a top fucking like 10 albums or something, it might be in the list. Yeah, because it's just there's a lot of good songs. The songwriting's very good. And like I said before, like the track listing's also very sick.
Yeah, I think something that I really like about this album is it's sick how the vocals run completely separate to everything else melodically, and it's weird to even say that, but like you think about Do I Want to Know, right? Yeah, so you got that as a 10. Yeah, right. Part of why that is such a great song for me is the guitar riff is doing one thing, the vocal melody barely ever follows it. It just weaves in and out, and that's just genius for me. You know what I mean? I feel like you were saying, you hear them sort of becoming more involved in like production. They were sort of almost like making a beat and then writing the vocals afterwards. Whereas on like Suck It and See, it was more of a sit down with a guitar, write a song kind of thing. But this opened them up to like a new style.
Yeah, which is very different from the beginning, especially album 1 and 3. Like I said, where like everything just seems to be going together.
Yeah,
like, and it's a big sound. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be a big sound if you're all playing the fucking same melody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Class album.
Banging.